Tonight, in the STEM Bee, we have the following teams competing. Antique Medicine Cabinets, Cleveland Browns, Just Winging It, Killer Bees, LLC, Mama Bee's Team, Oberlin Rotary, Team Daily, The Great Gatsby's, The Mighty Mars, The Thrive Hive, 2 programmers and a chemist, United Way Board.
My name is Kay Graves. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm going to be the host for this evening's preliminary. So we'll do 3 rounds this evening. I will read the questions in timed intervals, and Ariel's going to be assisting me with keeping time so we get through this appropriately. You, as your team, will designate a scribe during the competition to record the answers as you go. And when we complete each round, the scribe will read the final answers to me as the host, and I will verify if those are correct or incorrect. And then we also just ask that while it might be tempting, since we are on Zoom, to use Google, we do ask that you don't do that, and hopefully you studied your study guides before you got here, so you feel prepared. Countdown. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question number 1. What is 15 over 12 plus 7 over 12?
Those are fractions.
11/6.
Brad, you're faster with math. Thanks.
This is going to be incredible. This is just going to be purely incredible to watch and witness.
Next question.
Question number 2. The boiling point of water in degrees Celsius is...
C.
Okay, yay! Good job, Miss German. We're going with it. C.
Question number 3. 3, 10, 17, 24, 31, 38. What is the next number in this pattern?
But I am taking a nap.
We'll wake you up for history.
Question number 4. The symbol for uranium in the periodic table is...
Darn it. Boy, that's been way long time for that.
20 plus years. So, Heather?
I'm trying to picture video games, honestly, not even school.
It's just you.
It is just you? Okay.
Yeah, we'll defer to the chemist.
Question number 5. Which of the following is divisible by 12?
Oh, shoot.
B or C?
Yeah. Because 12 is an even number.
Number, right.
Yeah.
Question number 6. The shortcut key to select all in a document is...
Control A, Control C is copy, Control V is paste, and Control B is bold. So A has to be it.
Question number 7. Which of the following is a file extension most commonly used for a photo?
Question 8 is sponsored by the 4-8 Group and Stratos Wealth Partners, entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs.
To restart your computer is often an effective way to...
Well, I would say D. All of the above.
I think it's D.
All of the above.
I mean, it seems like it's D, but procrastinate doesn't seem very scientific.
Isn't it C?
You make an observation?
Yeah, I was thinking
I
make
think
an
it's
observation
C.
or ask a
I
question.
think it's C.
Question number 10. Which of the following organisms uses dead matter for energy?
I'm a fun guy, so I'll go with A.
Question number 1. What is the hardest known mineral?
Diamond.
Diamond. Okay, good. I didn't want to sound silly. Are you sure it's not sulfur?
Right.
Question number 2. A combination of minerals is known as what?
Didn't think that was a scientific term.
Question number 3. According to the standard order of operations in arithmetic, which of the following should be calculated before multiplication?
I said, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
PEMDAS.
Which of the following types of maps would be most useful on a hiking trip through the Alps?
Topographic.
Topographic. Hey, we didn't use that though, Brittany. We didn't use the topographic stuff.
Your axis is tilted on its axis. The answer is B. Do we get bonus points if I tell you it's 23.5 degrees?
You have bonus points in my heart, though. Question number 6. Which of the following is not a phase of the Earth's moon?
I don't think first quarter is, I think it's a more football term than moon term.
That's a payroll tax thing, first quarter.
It's not the waning quarter? I've never heard of waning quarter.
Question number 7. Which of the following is the thickest layer of the Earth?
Where's Larry when I need him?
Let's do
I'm
outer
thinking,
core.
I think the crust is thinner. I think
I think
outer.
the crust is thinner. I'm going to do outer core too, D.
Just think of it like a pizza.
Question number 8. One complete revolution of Earth around the sun takes about...
Every year you live is a trip around the sun. I survived another trip around the sun.
Question number 9. The prefix hydro in the word hydrosphere means what?
You might get extra points if you sing from The Little Mermaid, Dave.
Under the sea.
Sha-la-la-la-la.
Question number 10. How many planets are in our solar system?
Pluto doesn't count anymore.
I can't remember where we stand with Pluto.
That was my question. Is Pluto a planet or not?
I don't know.
My very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas, so 8 if we don't count Pluto.
My very educated mother just served me 9 pickles. It used to be 9, so I think it's 8.
B8, since Pluto got demoted.
It's 8, but we all know Pluto is a dwarf planet. Are we going to count dwarf planets as planets?
No.
No.
They were voted out.
Yeah. Well, there was another thing where they said that it was a dwarf planet, but I think they still aren't counting it as an official planet.
Right.
Dwarf planet doesn't count.
What I typically do after speed round 2 is we have a moment of silence for Pluto because we feel bad to have lost Pluto as a planet.
Poor Pluto.
Pluto is no longer a planet. Wow.
Question number 1. What is the square root of 196?
Yeah.
14? Wait. 14. 4 times 4, 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
6. Yeah.
You're getting the right. We got to get the last place, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's 14.
Nice, Dad.
Question number 2. What system secretes hormones that regulate body metabolism, growth, and reproduction?
Isn't that the endocrine? Come on, Brittany.
I was actually thinking endocrine. I failed this. Why are you asking me this stuff?
Because you used to take those courses in college. What'd you learn in college?
Question number 3. Which combination of sides make a right triangle?
I feel like I need to draw this out.
How's that going to help you? Do you have a ruler?
A right triangle would have a 90 degree, and you should be able to do that.
Pythagorean theorem. Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I hate squaring things by hand when they're that big.
Right.
I hate squaring things, period.
Question number 4. What is the absolute value of -3? Question number 5. If I have a solution with a pH of 3, what is it?
It's an acid. A.
Question number 6. A small piece of data used to track use of online sites and activity is what?
Yummy.
Cookie! Cookie!
Yeah.
Cookies! Let's go for the cookies! Come to the dark side. We got cookies.
Question 7. A store selling t-shirts. Which is the best deal? Question number 8. When cells have paired chromosomes, they are what?
I would guess diploid.
D, diploid. I also like the choice of plural. That's kind of funny.
You think
I
I'd
appreciate
remember
the
that.
question writer's sense of humor would be.
Yes.
Question number 9. Which of the following is not a type of malware?
C, ransom note.
Paul, I'm not sure. I don't know if I can get this one. Can you help me out?
Malware. Yeah, ransom note.
And question number 10. A newton is a unit of what?
I want to say it's force.
Or is it
Because of gravity and the apple and whatever.
Can you tell us what it means to get kids ready for high school and beyond?
So some of that is kind of obvious.
It's about getting kids through those middle school grades with decent grades, with an exposure to potential jobs and careers when they graduate, but it's also about their physical health and their mental health. So some examples of what Common View is working on include things like integrating more health curriculum in the school day. And that isn't necessarily the addition of a health class. It's more about making sure that kids have the opportunity to make healthy choices throughout the day. Like there's plenty of water fountains so that they can drink water between classes. It's about making sure that the kitchens are set up to prepare fresh fruits and vegetables. Maybe that means an addition of a salad bar. For example, at Clearview schools, they have a yogurt bar as one option for certain days at the school breakfast times. As you can imagine, that's a real hit, not just with the students, but with the staff. They all have their favorite additions to the yogurt bar. So that also includes things like how could we grow vegetables and potentially fruits on school grounds? How can we share those things that we grow with food pantries and also test them in the classroom setting?
This semifinal round, in rotating order, each of the final 4 teams will have the chance to answer 5 8th grade level multiple choice questions during a 60-second time period. And it's up to 5 questions during a 60-second time period. Questions will be read aloud by the host, Mr. Bob Scott, and displayed on the shared screen so that you can also see them. When the first question is answered correctly, or if the first question is answered correctly, you get a second question. And that'll continue through 5 questions or 60 seconds, whichever comes first. If you get at any time in that period one of the words incorrect, then you're done for that rotation. So if you get the first question wrong, you get a 0 for that rotation. If you get the first question right and you still have time left on the clock, then you'll get a second question. And that'll continue for as long as you get them right, up to 5 questions or 60 seconds.
What type of heat transfer occurs during direct touch?
Conduction. Team agree? Yep, 1. Final answer.
Correct. Which of the following is a cause of extinction?
I'll go with 2. Final answer.
That is correct. Quintillion contains how many zeros?
So 2. Final answer.
Is 2 is the final answer?
Time.
Yes. That is incorrect.
Oh.
What is the most basic unit of matter?
3. Final answer.
Correct. The multiplicative inverse of 3/5 is?
1. Final answer.
Correct. Electrical current is best conducted through which of the type of following substance?
1. Final answer.
Correct. Which layer of the Earth's atmosphere is least dense?
2. Final answer.
Incorrect.
Darn it.
What type of force describes a plate sitting on a tabletop?
4. Final answer.
The relative position of the Earth, Sun, and the Moon cause?
1. Tides.
Final answer.
Correct. Which layer of the Earth is the most dense?
4. The inner core. The inner core.
1. Final answer.
Correct. Alan has $50. Brandon repays him the $12.50 he borrowed. Then Alan buys a video game for $21.18. How much does Alan have left?
2. Final answer.
Correct. Sound energy passes through as a wave through an object when the energy causes the molecule.
3. Final answer.
Correct. What sphere of Earth are birds a part of?
2.
Final answer?
What do you think, Brexton and Ken?
Sure. 2.
2. Final answer.
Incorrect. Atmosphere, number 4.
Is that what you said? You said 4.
Brexton, argue with me.
What is the color of the lowest frequency light that is visible to humans?
I think it might be 4.
4. Final answer.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Number 1, red. The purpose of a generator in a power plant is to convert one type of energy into another. What are these two types of energy?
3.
That's correct. The moon orbits the Earth due to which of the following characteristics of the Earth?
The answer is 4.
That is correct. 7/12 minus 1/6.
The answer is 1.
That is correct.
You're awesome, Dave.
The fundamental unit of life is known as?
The answer is 3. Final answer.
That is correct. The grand prismatic, which is not a fossil fuel?
4.
Correct. Which of the following is not an example of a hot spring?
1.
Pass.
What gas do plants take in during photosynthesis?
2. Final answer.
Carbon
Correct.
dioxide.
Using current technologies, which of the following sources of energy is non-renewable?
Solar.
A 3. Final answer.
Correct. Which of the following is the largest?
4. Final answer.
That is correct. The rational number between two rational numbers can be found by dividing their sum by?
4. Final answer.
Time.
That is incorrect. The answer was 2. Number 2. If A is larger than B and B is larger than C, which of the following is not true?
4.
Correct. In marine organisms, it's important.
4. Final answer.
Correct. What natural process results in offspring that are genetically identical to one parent?
1. Final answer.
That is correct. RAM is an acronym for?
1. Final answer.
That is correct. Where is?
2. Final answer.
That is correct. What is the main function of?
Sorry, that is actually 5.
Dave.
Oh,
Good
wow.
going, Dave.
The game.
Fire.
URL stands for?
I think it's 4, Uniform Resource Locator.
Okay.
Allele is?
I think it's 2, but I'm not positive.
I would say 2.
Final answer?
2.
Incorrect. Number 4. One of several possible forms of a gene. Which of the following best describes a population on a sea ice in the Arctic?
I think it's 3. What do you guys think? 3. Final answer.
That is incorrect. A group of winged seals, number 2.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense. Darn.
Which of the following is an irrational number?
4.
4. Final answer.
Correct. The differences in density amongst all layers of the Earth are determined by?
2. Final answer.
2 is correct. Which of the following is true of primary succession?
2. Final answer.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is number 1. Oceanic volcanoes erupt along cracks caused by the spreading of two plates called?
I was gonna go.
Or transcontinental.
I was gonna go transcontinental. 2. Final answer.
That is incorrect.
No, never mind.
The answer is number 1, mid-ocean ridge. Which one of the following expressions is binomial?
Should be 2.
2. Final answer.
Correct. Which of the following will never change for a specific element?
2. Final number. Final answer.
The process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversified from earlier forms during the history of Earth is known as?
4. Final answer.
Correct. Cellular respiration requires?
4. Final answer.
That is incorrect. The answer is number 3, glucose. What is the common name of the members of the class?
2. Final answer.
Correct. What is the most common element?
2. Final answer.
Which of the following is not irrational?
Brad, it's 3, right?
3.
3. Final answer.
Correct. Name the circuit element that stores energy in the form of a magnetic field.
Guys?
Is that, Paul, is that an inductor? I think you're more wiring than I am.
Inductor. Final answer.
That is correct.
Nice.
Nice, B-Rad.
Hey, now all the groups got 5 once, I think.
Which of the following best explains why a concrete floor feels colder than a wooden floor if both are the same temperature?
2. Final answer.
That's correct. Which layer of the Earth is fully within the Earth's lithosphere?
3. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Final answer is crust, number 4.
I bet Dad knew it.
Didn't have it. No.
Two programmers and chemists. Nobody's an earth scientist, and eighth grade science is full of earth science.
Yeah, and then we got a lot of earth science questions.
That's a lot of eighth grade.
More.
I'm watching all these chemistry problems go by for other teams, just like
Someone else says, "What is a CPU?" and we're over here figuring out what a lithosphere is. I'm like, I don't know.
Which is not an example of a symbiotic relationship?
Two. Yeah.
I agree.
That is correct. What term is used to describe the changing in the state of water as it moves through the different spheres of Earth?
Hydrologic cycle.
Correct. Which of the following contributes the state of the matter of a substance?
2. Temperature.
Correct. Which of the following is not the equivalent of 3 to the negative third power?
Number 1. Final answer.
Is that the final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Which of the following is prevalent in the inner core of the Earth?
1. Iron.
Correct. What does rsmith represent in rsmith@mail.com?
Username, final answer.
Pass.
On the Earth's surface, which of the following is the closest to the mass of 1,000 pounds?
1. 454 kilograms.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Alfred Wegener is the most well-known
2.
of which of the
4.
following theories?
4. Continental drift theory.
That is correct. Why does an apple look red?
1. Red light waves are reflected by the apple. Final answer. Yes.
That is incorrect.
Nice. I thought that Alfred Wegener, you were right on top of it. I was like, who's going to know Alfred Wegener?
Wow.
Scott Hassel does.
Good job, Scott.
On first name basis.
I think Brexton would agree that you could probably make it as an 8th grader. Conservation of energy states that
3. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Final
Correct.
answer.
What is the name of a satellite currently orbiting for the purpose of documenting land change?
Landsat 1.
Incorrect.
Landsats.
Which of the following is the most common source of energy for brain cells in humans?
2. Proteins. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Number 3, glucose. An observer is watching a train pass. As the train approaches the observer, in what way will the frequency of the sound emanating from the train appear to change relative to the observer?
2. It will be higher.
Correct. When there is a temperature difference between a fluid and solid, the resulting heat energy transfer is called?
1. Convection.
Correct. CPU is an acronym for?
1. Final answer.
Correct. A screwdriver and a doorknob are considered variations of what simple machine?
2. Wheel and axle. Final answer.
Correct.
Yes.
A rectangle has an area of 18 square centimeters. If one side is 6 centimeters long, how long is a side next to it?
2. 3 centimeters. Final answer.
Correct. Good job.
Wow, Great Gatsby is really coming through in the end.
Yay, Scott. Yay, Scott.
The final round consists of 2 teams. Teams will be given one 8th grade level open-ended question in rotating order. Questions will be read aloud by Bob and displayed on the shared screen. A team is declared the winner or the champion when they are the only team to get a correct answer within a single rotation. So that means teams can't win the competition on the other team's incorrect answer without also answering the question correctly in that same rotation. If both teams give an incorrect answer in a rotation, or both teams give a correct answer in a rotation, we'll continue with the new rotation.
What suffix means a branch of knowledge?
Is it ology, O-L-O-G-Y, team?
Ooh, that is. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think so too.
That makes sense.
Final answer. Yeah, I would agree.
That is correct.
All right, Great Gatsby's, are you ready for your first question?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Sure.
really, I hope so too.
We're here now. What's to lose except the bee?
And start.
What is the ultimate energy source for nearly all life on Earth?
Gotta be the sun, right?
Right.
Sun, final answer.
7 cubed.
It's 49 times 7. 343. Do you guys agree on that?
I'm going with you because I thought it was 49 as well.
No, that's 7 squared. So it's 343. Final answer.
That is correct. What does the acronym DNA stand for?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
That is correct. And I cannot pronounce that, so that is amazing.
The good thing you didn't need to correct him.
I didn't want to say it. I knew it, but I didn't want to say it. Now spell it.
Can you spell it, Jerry?
What is the most common element in the universe?
The answer is hydrogen. Final answer.
That is correct. What is melted rock that has not yet erupted from a volcano called?
Magma. Magma, final answer.
That is correct.
Okay, now we are on to round 3.
Name the 3 states of matter.
Solid, liquid, gas. Final answer.
What force describes the physical interaction that occurs between electrically charged particles?
Any idea? Oh,
Is it friction? I'm just saying words.
no. It's not friction.
15 seconds.
Ionization, final answer.
The
No, that's
correct
not right.
answer is electromagnetic.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Good job, everybody.
God.
Guys.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Dave
Good
is
job,
also-
everybody.